Hey everyone, Tony Walsh here. Welcome back to the channel and another day of life for me. I say that because some of you may not know that, today is Sunday, September 14th, so I'm going to post this on Monday, September 15th. But I say it's a new life for me because Thursday afternoon while I was at work, if I didn't have my first heart attack, then I missed a good chance. I laid over in pain on my desk and just the pain was unbearable. But after a few minutes, I fought it off and I went back to work. Now, most of you know I work in a hospital, so that just goes to show my hard headedness as a man. That I've ignored everything just to call somebody to come around the corner with a wheelchair and take me to the ER to be checked out. But I didn't. Uh, then Friday morning, probably about 2 o'clock, I was sleeping uncomfortable, I guess probably about midnight. And got up and went on the couch, left the bedroom, went to the living room, got on the couch. About 2 o'clock, I woke up, just pain from side to side. Nothing down the arm, wasn't sweating, really wasn't nauseous or anything, but just the pain was unbearable right here. So I made it to the bedroom, grabbed Jackie by the foot, and told her I was dying. Uh, on my dresser, I always carry two coins, just two little trinkets, but both of them are Jesus related. And I knew at that moment in time I needed to have a conversation because literally I knew I was dying at that moment. I was begging him for forgiveness. I don't know how many times I told her I was sorry because I'm not perfect. None of us on here are. If you think you are, then you have a major problem. Now, we're not bad people. Now, there are bad people in the world, but for the most part, I'm not a bad person. But we're all sinners, and not so much that I don't know if I want to say we're sinners, but just that sometimes we don't do things quite as pleasing as we should. Sometimes we always think bad about somebody. We say something off the cuff. We try to get ahead of somebody. We judge people. So, we're just not perfect. Uh, but I have done some stupid stuff in my younger life. I have always said I do not deserve the wife I have. I say that I don't know. I don't believe in reincarnation, but I always say, what did she do in a previous life to have to deserve to be married to me? Because I don't know why she's married to me. We just celebrated our 40th anniversary, uh, but I'm so thankful that she is my life partner. My friend. Because Friday morning, if it weren't for her, I'd have just laid over and let whatever happen happen. But I knew I had to stay strong for her, the boys, the granddaughters. Uh, so why am I making this video? And it's going to be a short one, I promise you that. It's really just to tell you or to ask you to make sure you have everything taken care of. Uh, whether it's from life insurance to your homes, just whatever. Take care of who you're leaving behind because you never know when that light switch is going to be flipped. Bad things happen to good people in this world. Uh, we saw that evidence earlier this week, and I don't like getting political too much, but I just got to go ahead and say it. We saw that happen with Charlie Kirk last week. Bad things happen to good people. So, three fingers pointing back at me when I ask you, are you using your life to serve the purpose of the Christ kingdom? Because if you're not, you still have time to change your life around. Now, Jackie asked me if I saw the light at the end of the tunnel, and I told her no. I didn't see a light, and that's either a good thing or a bad thing. So I guess just say that they weren't ready for me in heaven yet. So I'm glad to have another day here with my family, and honestly, another day with you. For the most part, I have been cut off from YouTube, my cell phone, and everything since Friday morning. I did get on a little Friday evening, but I was in so much pain after the stent. Just the bed hurt. When I'd sit up, I was fine. When I'd lay down, I was fine. But the problem is, when I sit up and went to lay down, the bed was about 2 foot short, and I'd have to take my feet and push against the footboard to get stretched out again. And I'm not a tall fella. I'm only 5'10". But it was just hard to get stretched out. And so there's a lot of uncomfortableness. But back to my heart attack. So the hospital I work at's 45 minutes away, and I said, well, if we make it there, you know, and I know we'd have to transfer me out because my hospital can't deal with these type issues. So, but Valdosta, Georgia is only 30 miles away, and they do open heart there. So then I said, no. I said, I better go ahead and told Jackie, I said, you better go ahead and call the ambulance. And the ambulance is only about a 3 or 4 minute ride from here, so I'm very fortunate that we live that close to EMS, if they are at their station. Now, they could be gone to the hospital in Waycross, and then the next ambulance is 15 minutes away. But they got here, and one of the medics was one that I've known for years, so I actually walked out of the bedroom into the living room waiting on them to keep from waking Blessed Nana up. They got here, and Tiffany and her partner came in to check on me, so I walked out to the ambulance. So by then the pain had subsided, but I knew I was still having issues. Kissed Scarlett on the way out. Well, I kissed Jackie first, but then so the dog second. I do have my priorities right when it comes to that. And y'all see Scarlett's the black and white dog. She's our dog. The black dog is John's dog. The black and white dog's actually Andrew's dog, but since he's not here, we take her. Got in the ambulance. She got me hooked up and all that. She told her partner, said we had to go, which means that's the last word you want to hear is you got to go, especially when you're having heart pains like that. So, for those of you who don't know, I rode on ambulance for 20 years. The first young adult years of my life was 20 years on fire and EMS. So I know the words and phrases that they use. I can't read an EKG anymore, but very reliably, you wouldn't want me to read your EKG. I have forgotten more than I know because I'm 62 and I give up my license when I was 40, so I haven't worked on an ambulance in 22 years. Dang, I'm old. So anyways, when we pulled out of the driveway, she called the hospital and said, okay, we need to activate the code STEMI, which is the hospital in Waycross's code for somebody's having a heart attack. There's a potential that, we could do a stent. Our EMS here are highly trained, and all the EMSs around the hospital in Waycross are highly trained. Now, I talk about how bad I hate the hospital in Waycross, but I do not like the ownership and the administration because they are private owned, which means a corporation makes all of the decisions, so money comes first. And it's because they have private stockholders. Now, they have a good stock plan if you're interested in it. But I'm not going to say their name on here. But they put dollars over staff. For the most part, their health care is great until they break the backs of staff. That's how they make their profit. They are a greedy bunch of pencil pushers. They're going to do whatever it takes to make the dollar before they help a staff member in need. They don't care about staff. Now, they do care about their patients, but when you got bad staff, sometimes good patient care is hard to get. But I say all that to say this. They treated me with the most utmost care. I could not have asked for a better team to work on me. When I rolled through the ER door, and I have an advantage because I know a lot of people still there. Worked with a lot of those people for years. In the ER was a paramedic that was my first paramedic on an ambulance. You do the math. 42 years ago. So he's still in the healthcare field. He's just working in the ER instead of on an ambulance. So it makes things a whole lot easier when you know who your healthcare team is. So I knew 2 or 3 in the ER. Got to the cath lab and knew 2 of those 4. Of course, and I'm apologizing for waking them out of bed because they all come from home. They're sound asleep, you know, and the paramedics are calling them, hey, come to the hospital. We got a candidate for you. But they were superb. The cardiologist, you know, to my age, he's a young guy. I'd probably, you know, his 30s. Awesome cardiologist. Talked to me about the process through the stent, which I had already known. Like I say, I had an advantage for that. The stent, you know, come right here through the wrist. And very simple process. I'm thankful that with the amount of pain I had, I'm so thankful that it only took 1 stent. I had what we call a 47-minute door to balloon time. That means from the time I rolled through the hospital door, it was 47 minutes later, I had my stent. And now you're talking, these people have to come from home. Now most of them live 15, 20 minutes away because it's a requirement to be on the STEMI team that you have to live close by. So awesome work by the healthcare team as a whole. Even my hospital stay, for the most part, was great. The food's terrible. The beds are uncomfortable. But now that I sit here in this nice, beautiful sunshine on a Sunday afternoon, I'm watching butterflies or moths, you know, go across the open grass over there. The chickens are finally quieting down. I see birds, you know, over here on this side. I can tell you I have a new perspective on life. God has given me a second chance. So I guess that's just another one of my urges to you. If you get a second chance, don't waste it. If you're in your second chance phase now, don't waste it. If you've ever watched my Wednesdays in the Word or my early Farm Truck Fridays where I was doing devotionals, gosh, mine went blank just that quick what I was going to reference that to. I'm talking about my birth date and my death date. How you live that dashed line between those 2 dates determines who you are and where your eternity is. And I'm rambling on since 13 minutes. If you don't watch this whole thing, I understand it. But don't waste your life. Make something of it. And I know I'm speaking to the proverbial choir here because I'm talking to a lot of homesteaders, farmsteaders, farmers, ranchers, outdoors type people. I have some hikers, and yes, I have some stay at home folks. Just be active. I'm going to get more into the medicines that I'm now taking, why I'm taking them. And a couple weeks ago, I was talking to somebody about I've got to get into more herbal type stuff. And now you can bet your bippity that's fixing to happen now. I do not like having to take, I don't know how many pills there is. There's at least 8 or 9. I do not want to be a pill junkie for the rest of my life. I'm going to make the most of the time I got left, and swallowing a handful of pills once to twice a day is not what I call living. They are pumping who knows what inside our bodies. So Jackie's actually down in the garden now planting more vegetables. That's one thing that hurts is I can't help her. One, I can't pick up anything over 5 pounds because of the opening that they put in the wrist. I got to let that heal. By next week, I could be able to start helping her son do something besides provide moral support. Oh, Lord, I don't even know what I wanted to start on this video for, except to just say thank you to you for the calls, the texts, the emails, the messages left on my community post, the messages left on my Facebook page. It's nice to know that you're loved while you're still here. You know, that's another thing. Tell your family and friends that you love them. Don't say, I'll do it tomorrow. Don't be a big macho man and not tell your wife or your family, whomever you have left, that you love them. Don't be afraid to say you're sorry. They know you're not perfect. God knows you're not perfect. They just want to hear it. So tell them all you're sorry. I hope y'all have a blessed day and a blessed week ahead. And I can bet you'll see me Wednesday for Wednesday in the Word. Y'all take care and God bless.